guys, welcome back to Beer Nation. Thanks for joining me once again. I'm your host, Chris Stelz. And guess what? We're sticking with the IPA theme, West Coast IPA theme this week. And we're going to talk about a little brewery you guys might have heard of. Russian River Brewing. I don't know, anyone heard of them? We're looking at their Blind Pig IPA, which is one of their 3 year-round beers that they do have. Pliny the Elder and Damnation, their Belgian Golden, being the other two. And this and Pliny are both IPAs, and you say, well, Chris, what's the difference? Well, this one comes in at 72 IBUs. Pliny comes in at 100 IBUs. Pliny's a little bit higher in the alcohol content. I believe it's around 7. I'd have to look at my review for that one. I'm not sure. I think it's around 7. This one comes in at 6.1%. So it's a lot more sessionable. It's kind of a beer. You know, if you could get it, you could just, you know, sit out or whatever and just drink. I'm really looking forward to this one. I've, only had a couple Russian River beers, and each one has been more different than the last. So I'm looking to see, how different this actually is from Pliny the Elder. So without further ado, let me get into a glass, let you know how it smells. We'll let you see it, and we'll give you the final verdict, and we will go from there. Okay, so let's get into this one. The appearance on Blind Pig. Very traditional West Coast IPA look to it. It's got the, it's actually a little bit lighter. It's like a light golden color, similar to honey, but not that traditional, that orangish honey that you see in a lot of IPAs from the West Coast. Nice white head. There's about a finger and a half for this, dissipating really quickly, and it's only room temperature in here. So this did just come out of the fridge, so not a lot of head retention. Decent amount of lacing, but it's got a little bit. It's actually a very clear beer, which I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, you can see in the video how clear it actually is. So you can definitely tell they were going for a sessionable beer here. So the appearance, a very, very clean looking West Coast IPA. There's definitely hops there. It reminds me a lot of a Pliny the Elder, if that's like at 11 volume, if you're turning this one down to like a 5. There's a little bit of sweetness in it. You do get more of the passion fruit, the peach, the tropical fruits in this one than with a Pliny. A little bit of pininess in there, and there's definitely a lot more maltiness in this one, which I'm surprised by. So that's kind of cool to see, because it's kind of a different, a different set of thinking for this beer. Kind of traditional maltiness, hoppiness, spicy, kind of earthy hop notes to it that I wasn't expecting, and I'm getting a lot in this. Yeah, I mean, it's still a delicious smelling beer, on its own. But yeah, very, very well balanced. It's interesting. It's definitely not Pliny. When it first goes into your mouth, a ton of bitterness. I mean, it's just the overwhelming West Coast IPA bitterness that you come to expect. Lemon zest, orange peel, citrus, I've said it all before. It just bombards your tongue right at the front. As this one gets to the back, the bitterness still lingers, but it mixes with this weird kind of malty roastiness. It's got a really big mouthfeel to it, which I wasn't expecting. And then this big mouthfeel just kind of ends, and you get this really dry finish, which is very, typical of a West Coast IPA. It's a very clean beer, very refreshing beer. It's definitely, that's what kind of what I thought. It's a very sessionable beer, meaning that you could just, sit around and drink it. It's not going to ruin your palate by like a Stone Ruination IPA, or even like its bigger brother Pliny the Elder. Kind of after too many of those, you just can't taste anything else. This one's not going to do that to you. But don't get me wrong, at the same time, it'll stab you in the back if you're not careful, because there is definitely some bitterness there that, you need to kind of watch. Is it a balanced beer? I wouldn't say it's the most balanced West Coast IPA I've ever had. But, I can't say that I don't enjoy it. I've had better IPAs. I think Green Flash Brewing, their West Coast IPA, kind of competes with this one. I think that one actually is a little bit better than this one. But still, it's an excellent tasting Russian River beer. I think the balance is a little bit off. I'm getting a lot of hop bitterness. I'd like a little bit more malt in there to kind of balance it out. I'm getting some roasted malt in it, which I'm not a huge fan of in IPAs. I think it's kind of a weird kind of taste to put in there. But the yeast definitely dries the hell out of this one, which I really like. Some people don't like that in IPAs. I really like this one. The yeast, whatever yeast strain they use, it's got to be the same thing they use in Pliny. It's just perfect. As far as the hop balance in this one, it's excellent. Awesome aroma. It's got that sweet, fruity, piney bitterness. There's no alcohol taste in this one whatsoever, so you could just pound these back all day. So with that said, I'm going to give it a B. If you can get this beer and you live, if you live out in California, this is just an excellent beer to buy a case of. Put it in your fridge, let it stay fresh. Don't drink it 6 months from now. In the end, I'm going to give this one a B. It is Russian River. It is their Blind Pig IPA. Comes in at 6.1% ABV, 72 IBUs. I'm going to give it a B. So until next time, remember, my friends, life is too short to drink.